maybe one of the more surprising outcomes of the day. Vandy goes into Rupp as a double-digit underdog, and they win at Kentucky for the first time since 2007, 68-66. John Calipari didn't even want to do post-game radio. He said, I'm tired. What do we think, fellas?
RC?
Some of those guys didn't get off the – I mean, let's be fair, too. When Wallace got hurt, we knew they were in trouble at that point without Severe Willard. So we knew at that – I thought they were in trouble in the game. Obviously, they had enough. Oscar was playing well. He was 20-20, or 21-20, whatever number he finished up with point-wise. I think it was 21. I thought they had no answer for him. They went so small. I thought maybe they can pull it out. Credit to Vandy, man. They played their ass off. They competed. Jordan Wright, bucket at the end. Looked like they were picking on the freshman. They picked on him quite a bit in ball screens at the end there, Livingston. And, it's not his fault. But, I've said it all year. I don't think Kentucky has enough shooting. I didn't think they'll live up to the expectations that we thought all year long, that everyone in place coming off last year. They'll make the tournament, how far they go. I don't have them going very deep. So none of this really surprises me.
Well, that's the big thing, right? I mean, if Reeves isn't making them, what do you got? Like, he's got to make them. And C.J. Frederick has been so erratic because he's been hurt. He's been hurt all year. And to me, the most important player in that team is clearly Casey Moss. And it's not even close to me.
Yeah.
As he goes, they go. And, Cal said after the game, he's hoping the Casey Moss will be okay for Saturday, limped off. I think it was a right leg injury. But you gotta have him healthy because, again, he's your only point guard right now. Maybe with Wheeler, if he's healthy, maybe they have a shot in that game. But when you have no point guard, you have no chance. And that's kind of what happened at the end of that game. It's just everybody kind of jumped on that wagon, right? Everybody was back, it felt like, on the Kentucky wagon here. They moved up to, even in our bracketology, I think to a 6 seed, 6-7, somewhere around there. Now, the implications of this are you do not want to fall to 8-9 if you're Kentucky. No. You got to stay away from 8-9. Not that the ones are like incredibly overpowering, but you don't want to see Houston in the second round. You probably don't want to see Alabama in the second round. You probably don't want to see a UCLA in the second. Like, there are a few teams that Purdue's no longer there. You don't want to see Kansas. Like, you don't want to be in that 8-9 game. And right now they're probably squarely on that 8-9 line.
Yeah, I mean, their metrics look good, but at what point this season have they? I mean, even going back to, the first game against Michigan State, I mean, I don't really know how Cal let it get to a point to where they're so one-dimensional. And Sheboy is as good of a one dimension as you can have in college basketball, but Kentucky should never be one-dimensional, period. I mean, who do you trust beyond Oscar to hit a shot?
I love Kaysen personally.
I mean, he's going to be a great. But he's a freshman.
Yes.
He's a freshman, and he's
not a great shooter. Remember, he started off. It was like fool's gold. Early, we were all like, "Oh my God, Casey Wallace! He's shooting 40 from 3."
Yeah.
Sometimes RC, this. You saw this. I don't know what you shot like your freshman year in college. If you came out of the gate shooting well, normally most guys are not like Brandon Miller or Grady Dick. They don't shoot it that well early on as freshmen. And Kaysen did that and then came down to earth.
Yeah, so that's been my issue with Kentucky all season long, is that for as much as Cal is known as this wizard with guards, going back to UMass, Memphis, like, he has allowed Kentucky, at least this iteration of them, to get to a point where they don't have any, beyond Kaysen, any reliable shot makers, any reliable guards. It's just, let's throw it into Oscar. Let's pray he can get a foul. He can get an offensive rebound, and so I don't, like, to me, they're one and done in this tournament. Like, they'll get in, like, they got some, decent enough wins, the strength of schedule, the net ratings, all that. They'll get in, but I don't think this Kentucky team has the ingredients whatsoever to make a second weekend appearance. I mean, when's the last time Kentucky has made a Final Four under Cal? That has to start, and I know it already has been. I know it already has been a discussion.
Been a while.
I want to say 2015. You know, I mean,
he was
you were
so
talking about
good early.
disappointing.
Yeah.
You got your Memphis basketball hat on. You want to talk shit about Memphis? I mean, we got one title at Kentucky under Cal. We got one title. That's it. And we don't have
Tell him, John. Tell him, John.
We don't have a Final Four appearance in Lexington in 8 years, my guy. All the talent that's come through there, and this is what it's ended up. One title we got? Come on, man. I mean, that's what, and I know that conversation's being had. So this isn't groundbreaking or new ground.
Yeah, I think, listen, if they didn't get in, if they completely were fading the way they were a month ago, I think then it would be a different scenario right now because they're still going to get in the tournament.
Right.
There's hope. 8-9 game, you can win that. And then if you lose to Houston in the second round, it's a bad year, but it's not a miserably bad year. And again, listen, 2 wins against Tennessee changed the whole fortune of this team this year, by the way.
Everything changed. Everything changed with these guys because the expectation was coming off of last year exit from the tournament. It was like, all right, natty or bust. And then we just knew early this wasn't going to be a national championship team. So they turned things around. They made it to the tournament. Your whole Casey Wallace is healthy. This is as good as they're going to get. They'll get in. I don't think anybody's expecting them to go far.
Yeah, I mean, and I just think, and I know we're going long on Kentucky here, but I really think this is a situation that has the chance to reshape college basketball a little bit, depending on what happens up there. I mean, Cal's leaving the post-game radio show to Orlando, Antigua. I mean, that's not normal. I think
it's normal when they
Kentucky,
lose.
Well, okay. Yeah, exactly. I just feel like everything at Kentucky is graded on a curve. So whereas you may say it's not a miserable year, and it's not by most standards.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it should be looked at as a miserable year with what they're paying Cal, what that standard is supposed to be. I mean, it's gotten pretty bad when we're sitting here saying, well, if you lose to Houston in the second round, we can look ourselves in the mirror. I mean, that to me represents a pretty steep fall for them.
Yeah.